All right, everyone, welcome. This is going to be a private link on YouTube. I repeat, this will be a private link on YouTube, so please don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna say anything, because she just mentioned that she's gonna record it. But this is gonna help everyone with next week's Fire Write. They're gonna write about what they think is their favorite painting and why. Okay, drum roll please. You will get a grade for writing in the chat things that you see, describing, analyzing, explaining how the painting is organized, interpreting and judging. Everyone in here will. Welcome to Period 5 Art. I am your host, live from New York. Okay, let's have the sky blue team go first. Who's gonna share their screen? Screen, can't talk. Who's gonna share their screen? Sky blue. Sky blue, I'm looking at you. Are you here, Janara? Zahir. Who's gonna share their screen? Diego. I will. Okay, go Janara, share your screen. If you are clicking on this for your Fire Write week 3, take a deep breath, or you could scrub forward on your video, because we're gonna go ahead. We are going to analyze this painting live, and you can write with it for your Fire Write, because what we're doing is we're getting to this point where we can all analyze. Okay, so hopefully we got here on this team, we have Janara, Jenny, Zahir, Diego, Alexandra. They're gonna argue that this is the best painting, and they're gonna explain to you what it is. Anyone can go ahead, stop and ask questions, and they have 6 minutes. Siri, start my timer for 6 minutes. Okay, you guys are on 2 minutes per slide. Go, go, go.
Okay, 6 minutes and counting.
I cannot hear anyone saying. Is anyone talking?
I'll go, miss.
Okay, go, go, go. Sorry, can you click present mode, Janara?
How do you do that?
Up in the top right corner, click present.
Wait, I don't see it. Hold on. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, let me...
Hey, we always learn tech in this day and age. All right, you're on. Okay, talk to me.
For step 1, to describe it, I found out that they're from the school, and there is smoke coming from it in the background, because it might have been caused by something. Another thing I can see is that the tree on the right has numbers, and it looks like letters of how much. No, it just shows how much numbers and letters it has. And that's pretty much it that I can describe from the tree. And then something else, I didn't write it down, but I'll just add more, was the couple and the writing on what they're going over says better homes and better family, I believe.
I think better gardens.
Oh, better garden. Because the garden looks okay, but there's barely any type of flowers there. And then the last thing I realized from the drawing is the sign getting blocked by what I presume to be a tree, but it's not fully covering it. Maybe the school is starting to become older, and barely any people are going towards the tree. Or do I keep on continuing with the
I have an input.
last one? Or what?
Yeah, we want everyone to talk. Go, Janara.
Well, right here you can see that they have it looks like a person standing in a window. Also, I would like to add on is it doesn't look like a school. It looks more like houses to me, but at the same time, it looks like this couple is like just to themselves and they're not really thinking about anybody else. Kind of like what people say when you're in love, you only think about yourself. But it also looks like a town center. Well, I wouldn't say town center, but like a gated community, quote unquote, but like that has full of secrets. Because of right here, I don't know what this is, but it looks weird. Because I feel like that's what the better gardens, quote unquote, is. Because it looks weird right here. Now you wouldn't see that in the garden. Like I don't know what that is. It looks like chicken feet or hands. I don't know, but it's very weird to be in the garden.
I like that. What's weird about this? Again, you are getting points for participating in the chat. Move on to analyze. Go. Unless there's something you missed. Okay, and we want everyone to talk. So we got Janar and Zahir. What else? Why is this a good painting? How is it organized? I have Zahir. Jenny, did you want to talk? Alexandra, did you want to talk? Devin, did you want to talk? You could go talk, Janara, but guys, write in the chat if you have something to add. I know it's hard when you might feel a little shyer. Keep going.
I was gonna say if Alexandra wants to talk, but I think she doesn't because she has people in the background. But I'll just read it for her. Is the focal point is the couple holding hands, and know this is the focal point because where my eyes go first. The artist creates unity in this painting. There is hidden messages, and we have to be able to understand what each message is trying to say. Of the pain, have to deal with like the blue bird on the sky shows unity since it's repetition.
Mhm.
And then no, I don't think this is visually balanced because there's many different visuals on each side, and it has very small details and little repetition.
Nice.
For the focal point, I also want to add that right there where it's like Janara said that looks like something weird, the W, it looks like a W for me. And I think it like could represent like white supremacists or superior or something like that.
Whoa, that is interesting, Alexandra. So something about race happening in this painting. So we got like the juxtaposition of the couple, which is like, would you say their skin is pretty dark?
Yeah.
The white W. So what's up with that tension? What do we think? Points for Jocelyn. Thank you for writing in the chat. Like, what do we think about this white versus this couple?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe now that I think about it, maybe it's quote unquote the black people that are the gardens and how like they're trying to say that white supremacies are better homes, like the black people are like quote unquote better gardens. I don't know.
Wow, that is so interesting. And we're out of time. We only got to 2 slides. We got to actually, Janara, can you keep sharing your screen? We may jump back to the other 2 slides, but we want to give the other group a chance to argue for theirs. I like this painting. I think they're in the lead. Other group, Team Turquoise, you're up. Janara, can you just flip forward for them? This is why we did the same deck. All right. Team Turquoise. No, it's okay. Janara will share the screen for you. Okay, what are you seeing, guys? Team Turquoise.
What I see is a lot of like it pops out. I see a lot of different art elements like inside and then in the outside. In the inside, I see different like textures. I see different colors and also moods. Like the colors make how to explain? They all express different themes to me, like because of the colors and the way the line structures are.
Twinkles. Don't forget to give twinkles in the chat and participate in the chat. What elements of art are you seeing? Describe. Anything else?
I see vertical lines, horizontal lines. I see like basically all elements of lines, like how we've been learning, like thick lines, curvy lines, all types of lines. That's what I see.
So line would be the dominant element of art. That makes me think that it might be the better painting because we see a lot of expressive lines. Be ready to retort, other group. Be ready with your argument. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, here comes Jocelyn. Jocelyn's participating a lot in the chat. Can you reset my timer for 5 minutes? Okay, it looks like Marilyn did a lot of the slides. Can we hear from someone else from this team? Or anyone? Did you guys have a plan about who was going to say what? You should have decided that in the rooms. Sorry if it wasn't clear. How is it organized? Anyone from team blue turquoise?
It's organized in a very like complex way because I feel like the eyes for me are the focal point. That's what stands out the most. But also the lines, like those are what makes my eye, it draws my attention. And it's not that complex, but it is at the same time. The elements, it makes it complex and more intriguing for the person to see and want to know more about the painting.
See, yeah, it's like more complex because of the different elements of art. Interesting. Jason Gomez, or sorry, Jocelyn, I want to say what you said too. Miss Rivas, guys, why aren't you writing more in the chat, green team? I want you to think about this art. In this piece of art, I see a lot of hatching, cross-hatching around the head. I also see mostly dark colors than light, and I see thick lines, vertical lines. Jason Gomez says, I noticed that there was more dark color at the top of the head, and in the bottom, there's light color. Interesting, Jason. What do you think that means? Lucia Lara says, it is organized by dark and light values. Again, I'm testing you on your vocabulary, Green. That's why I want you guys to like jump in and talk about what you see. Dark and light values. Lucia is using the word value. And it's organized by geometric shapes like rectangles and squares. Anyone else about how it's organized? Where does your eye go first and why? Is it unified?
I agree with Jason where he said from like the top is the darkest and the bottom is light because it looks like it's visually balanced. Like there's weight and they're balanced with dark and light.
Nice. My eye goes to the red because it pops out. Do we all agree that our eye goes to the red because it pops out? Okay, we have a few more minutes on this. What do you guys think the theme is?
I think I'm not sure if I'm correct, but in my opinion, I think the theme is like being stressed and overwhelmed with a lot. I can see like with his eyes, in the drawing, the eyes are looking down, and it makes it seem very like if that was a person, it would make it seem like they're sad or like stressed out. And like with the colors, it just adds a lot and a lot.
Okay, let's go back to the other one. Janara, can you flip back if you can hear me? Flip back, flip back. What is the theme to Better Homes, Better Gardens? What is this theme? The mood is mysterious. Anyone on Sky Blue want to speak to this theme? The couple. I always thought they were brother and sister. We're saying about the couple that they are in love. Think of the background such as the tree, which is meaning the sign is covered. So this is very subjective, just to be clear. Like what you think the theme of a work of art is, that's based on you. So some folks may think this is about love. Some people may think this is about race. We have 4 more minutes. I want to encourage anyone to talk now. Come on, which painting is better and why?
Miss, can I go?
Yeah.
I would say the theme is like I can see love, but at the same time, I just feel like it's a mystery. Like I feel like this is a type of painting where you get different messages compared to the other painting. You can get one simple message, but from this one, I feel like you have to look it up. But at the same time, if you're just looking at the painting, you're just thinking, oh, it's a couple in love. But like if you're really like sitting there trying to analyze the painting, you would think something different, such as race. because you're like better gardens, better homes. That sound weird. And especially how she said right here, it does look like a W, and how it looks like blood is on there. And like also how I put right here, I said the mood is mysterious, and how like the couple, I would say the couple is the major topic, is one of the major topics, because they're like if you're just looking at it, they're the first person you see. Even though they're more on the darker side, they're just the first people to see. Also, I would also say that the tree right here is another major topic, because how red and green, how like the red pops out on the green, and how you can see it, like it pops out so much you look directly over there too. And I don't know what the meaning behind that is, because it looks like it says like I-1128. I don't know what that means. And also how like the flowers right here are covering up the sign, and how it says welcome to is the only thing that's red. And then it says Wentworth's Gardens. And like how I go back to here, what is that? I do not know. But this painting, like when you really look at it, you analyze it, you get a different message.
So do you think your painting is better because it's more mysterious and there's more meaning and it draws you in? That's
Yeah,
kind of what I'm hearing.
yeah, I think ours is better, because while the other painting, it does like, you know, have
Can you
nice.
go back to the other one as you talk about it? Scroll forward.
As the other one, it does have like lines, and it has different types of like it looks. Even though I'm gonna say it, to me, it looks crazy, but it does unify. You can get one message from that. And while the other painting, when I go back, the other painting, when you look at it, you're like, oh, it's cool, but you makes you wonder, what is that? Like, it
So
makes
this
me
is sorry, go on.
it makes me wonder, like, what is that? And I
So,
say it's a good
okay.
artwork, because like, you know, you have to look, you have to really be there to pay attention, look at all of it to understand it. And how all these colors is crazy, because like, even though it is a mystery, it still all combines together into one big picture.
So it's more unified and it's a better work of art because it has you asking more questions and it has you wonder, and there's more work you have to do. There's more cognitive work that you have to do. Go back to the other bit. Does anyone on Team Turquoise have a retort?
I do. I personally think that ours is better because it's very simple but also complex. It's one piece of drawing, which is like the skull, but it can mean many things. The lines and the color and the balance makes it seem more interesting and intriguing. That's why like we're confused on what it means. In our head, it adds up to a different meaning. That's why I think it's like more, because I feel like the other one, it's not simple, it's complex as well, but it's not as interesting as this one. This one is just because of the elements and stuff. It's what makes it fun.
So more risky choices with elements of art. Can you guys unshare? So this one, what I'm hearing Marilyn say is it's taking more bold risks. It's using the elements. We're seeing more bold choices with shape and line. Can you guys unshare? All right, guys, we are at 50. A lot of you haven't participated in this debate, and I wanted Green Team to share too, but we're gonna do a vote. So Janara, please unshare. I'm gonna open up Nearpod. You're gonna vote, and you're gonna explain why. Okay, so let me share my screen. Everyone go to your Nearpod. Hang on, I don't wanna keep you over, but this is a quiz grade. And some of you haven't talked. Why haven't you talked? I lost Nearpod, guys. Oh, here it is. It's behind Andrew's doppelganger, the Pixar character that he relates to. All right, here we go. So here's the vote. Can I get a drum roll, please? Can someone unmute themselves and give me a drum roll? Which painting is going to win? Green Team, where are you? Drum roll, please. We're gonna vote. Green Team, you better vote. Everyone's gonna vote in the class. All right, here we go. Which painting is gonna win? Will it be Kerry, Marshall, or Basquiat? So this is, if we were in class, we would be raising our hands. Okay, so Kerry Marshall so far is in the lead. Oh, wow. Are we split? Some people are for Basquiat. Are you guys voting for your own team? Where are some people? Basquiat. So far, Basquiat's in the lead. Am I seeing that right? Oh, now people are logging in. They're like, wait, I gotta vote. Here's the link, copy. Oh my gosh. Where is the chats? I keep losing windows in this weird world. What's the Nearpod code? Everyone's like, wait, I wanna vote. Let me vote, let me get my say. All right, is that everyone? Can you explain, Kerry Marshall, can you explain why you picked the painting you picked? In the chat, 4 points, because so many people haven't talked. I haven't heard from Jose, Noah, Zahir. Oh, Zahir, you did talk. Sorry. Noah, Jose, Louisa, I haven't heard from Khalil. Anthony, you haven't talked. Adon, if you want those special points, Mercedes, Esmeralda, explain why you picked the one in the chat. Okay, drum roll, please. Anyone else? It looks like Jose's gonna vote. Okay, oh, I can't count. Can you guys count? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Kerry and Jose, I think it's Kerry Marshall by a thread. Whoa. All right, guys. So before we go, I need you to go ahead. Last chance to get any sort of points. What are your next steps or class? What do you need to get done? But also, why did you choose the painting that you did? That is the big exit slip. I'm your art teacher. I'm so sorry we're over. Everyone who talks, do I have permission to make this public on YouTube? Janara, Marilyn, we didn't see your face, but you talked. Zahir, Diego talked out loud. Jenny did in the chat. Joss, no. Alexandra talked out loud. Lindsay, Devin, can I put it public on YouTube so it's easier for students to find for the fire right? Yes, yeah. No one goes to my channel anyways. I'll have like 2 views, but you should talk. You should talk out loud. All right, guys, so I'll stay on live and listen and like give you guys a chance to write on this exit slip. Everyone have a good day. Lindsay, I'll take a look. Green folks, if you kept drawing, I will exempt you, Green, from the debate. Right now, live, Green. I will exempt you from the debate if, are you ready? There's a new seesaw post for you. So I'm gonna see. Okay, more debate thoughts. My next is turquoise because more complex, because more elements, a closed Basquiat drawing. Because all the lines make the drawing look nice. Okay, so Anthony getting his debate points. He didn't have any. Diego says, it has so much unity and so many different shapes you can focus on. It's well thought and so symbolic. It has many hidden messages. My next steps are to finish my homework and participate more. Got it, Jenny. I will give you some debate points. Jenny Paxtor. Lucia Lara, I chose Basquiat because his piece was amazing. And he not only had principles, who won? I already forgot. Was it Kerry Marshall? I'm so tired. But his art piece pops out and it catches others' attention. My next steps are to finish and practice. Yes, practice is a great next step. But practice what? Participate more and finish my lines. Thank you, Martin. Giving you some debate points. Martin Padilla. Yeah, Martin, you need to come on time. Do you hear me? Chose a work mysterious, very beautiful. It will be doing some drawing skills. Awesome, Janara. Good job today. Lindsay Rosales, I chose the first choice because the people that talked about it explained it more. My next step is to participate a bit more. Yeah, Lindsay, I will take a look at your grade right now. Remember, guys, I make grade mistakes all the time. Okay, thank you, Juan. Guys, have a good day. I'm just mumbling to myself, reading stuff from the debate. I chose Basquiat, says Louisa, because it says more by looking at the art piece. It also has a lot of color and describes an emotion. It has thin, thick lines with a lot of lights and darks, with a lot of scribbling and some broken lines. Marnapedia, I chose this drawing because it looks interesting and has many different meanings. What are the meanings? Jaylin's in there. I chose this drawing because it's beautiful. Jaylin, are you still here? Make sure you do the drawings. Seesaw, checking Seesaw today because it was beautiful with mysterious meaning. I like the one with the head because the drawing had a lot of texture. It was all over the place. And you know, you guys are learning about your personal style. Zahir says, I chose Kerry Marshal because it has different meanings for each detail on the drawing. Del Rosa. My next steps is to practice more shading and waking up faster, indeed. I chose Basquiat, Rivas. Thank you, Jocelyn. Jocelyn says she likes Basquiat. But I thought Kerry Marshal won. I choose Kerry Marshal because that painting has different meanings. Guys, do you understand the meanings? That's my question. So that's why we're writing about the meaning on the fire right. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share. All right, guys, I'm gonna hang out for a second. I'm gonna look at Seesaw, but I'm gonna stop my recording. All right, everyone. Hi, this is period 6. I am Miss Colpera. And we are gonna go ahead, we're gonna have a debate right now. Everyone, we are doing differentiated learning. And there is screaming in my house. 1 second. Sorry, I gotta share my screen. Share my screen. Okay, so we're doing differentiated instruction. You guys see this, right? You see the deck? And we have some students who are going to present art criticism, and it's going to help us all with the fire right that we're going to do during academic prep. So without further ado, sorry guys, I am going back. Let's hear it for period 6, light blue. You have 5 minutes to argue that your painting is the best. Siri, start my timer for 5 minutes. All right, you're on, unmute yourselves. Screaming.
Okay, 5 minutes and counting.
And anyone can get participation points for participating in the chat, but I do need someone to come away. Again, we're gonna vote at the end about which one is the best. I'm gonna open up the polls right now, but don't vote till they're done. Hello, light blue, are you out there? Light blue?
So in the background of the painting and in the foreground, there's a lot of trees, birds, and an apartment complex in the background. There's also a brown yellow spot that resembles the sun in the background.
Nice. I think that was Stephanie. I'm going to open my participation window so I can see. Great points for Stephanie. Anyone else about what you're seeing? You guys out there?
There's a lot of elements that are in the painting too, like shading, and there's still colors, textures like that gives a very old rustic look, and there's a lot of shapes that are organic.
Nice. So I think that was Stephanie again. So a lot of organic shapes. So look alive, everyone. This is what our fire rate's about. Anyone else? What else do we see? Dull colors? Very old rustic look. Trees. Green. I don't know if they covered everything. Do you see anything else? Meanwhile, Blue, can you explain how this is organized? Hey, Blue, this is a quiz grade. Are you out there? Blue team.
So in the painting, the focal point, we agreed that the focal point are the two kids holding hands because your eyes would usually go to them first. The artist created unity by using warm colors in the background, and it all like comes together.
Nice. So yeah, like Stephanie's still sharing even though she's got noise in the background. I got noise in the background. These are the relies. I don't know, Angel. I heard someone ask you what you were gonna present. I'm not sure. Do you remember? Angel, I have here that you're presenting the next one, but they were asking if you would what you wanted to say in the other room and you didn't answer. Already typed. Okay, but you got to talk too. Okay, Stephanie. What do you think the theme is? Not just Stephanie. Stephanie has her A. Anyone else in this team, what do we think the theme of the painting is? There is so much crying in my house. Black culture, says Brian. Can you explain, Brian? Just unmute yourselves, guys. I got you. What's wrong? Can you guys not be noisy? I'm in class. We're live for a debate. Live from New York. What about black culture?
Maybe because it shows black people in schools and painting of black persons.
Okay. Anyone else? Did you guys talk about this mess over here at all? And the drippiness of the painting? I mean, you got to pay attention to like, this is weird, isn't this? And all the details. Welcome to Wentworth Gardens, and you got all this lime. You guys watch my video? Anyone else? What do you see? Okay. So for a theme, you want to figure out the whole message. So what are we saying about black culture here and the space they're in? So I feel like we don't have an answer for this one. Is this a good work? Oh, we didn't finish this one. Wah, wah, wah. Ba-dum, boom. Okay, we'll give Sky Blue a chance to catch up. Team Turquoise, you're on. Again, green team, you're thinking, okay, you're taking notes. Which one's the best and why? You updated it. Are you going to talk, Remy?
I'll go.
Okay, go. Who's talking? What team? Kyla, what team are you on?
What is it? How you say it?
Basquiat or Kerry Marshal?
No, basket, whatever you just said.
Okay. Why is this the best painting? First, start by describing it.
I see like it has a lot of wild colors. The eyes is like how you say that? Listless, and their face is like sucking in. It's cuts on his face. The paint is like smeared. There's a lot of lines. Like some his head. And yeah. Oh, the elements. The shape is like circles. I see like a square or whatever, organic shapes. The texture is like, well, not again, I don't know. The texture is like cross hatching, dark value and light values on his face. And yeah.
That's awesome. Way to use all that art vocab. Wow, it's intense. Anyone else on this? Ashley Gutierrez? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I said you can see like a whole bunch of lines and they look like cross hatching. Like most all of them look like they could be cross hatching. And yeah, you just see a whole bunch of color like the like from the nose and down is like less value, and then
Mhm.
from the nose and up is like more darker.
Why do you think that is, Angel?
Um, I don't know, probably because like just how he thinks, like his mind and all that, probably.
So what do you think the message is? I'm like moving you on, but what do you think the message is?
Um, like not to judge him just because he looks like that from the outside.
Wow. Ashley Gutierrez also says she knows that there's a lot of vertical and horizontal lines in the head. Yeah, a lot of stuff. And Ashley's in the green group, but she's participating, so she's getting her points. Thank you, Ashley. So can we explain how this is organized? How is this organized?
Well, I just wanted to say, I think this is a better painting because unlike the other one, this one has like a lot of other colors, and it's more just like not plain like in this painting. I feel like it's just like plain and like kind of like boring. And in this one, it's just like there's a bunch of like values, different things of arts, just like the different colors. It's just like there's just a bunch of things scattered. So my eyes attract more to this painting than the other painting. And then I was gonna say about the focal point.
Mhm.
Since there's so much in the painting that I can't really like focus on one thing, but my eyes always focus like first to the person's eyes and teeth.
Mm.
And yeah, like the different colors in the back, like the pinkish, I guess, and the blue, that attracts my eyes to it too.
Nice. So I guess what Jose is saying is our painting is brighter, it's vibrant. I haven't heard a theme from anyone. Does anyone in either team want to describe what the theme is of their painting? What is the message?
May I go
Yeah,
for my
well,
team?
who are you arguing for, Marshall or Basquiat?
So like I'm on team turquoise. So I will. One thing I like to mention is that I agree with Jose about the focal point. Like the first thing that our eyes go to is our his this person's eyes,
Mhm.
and the reason why I look like this painting a bit more than the previous one is because the previous one it's like the average painting you'll see like it's a nice setting, nice all of that. But with this one, it's appealing to look at. The one that's on my team, it's appealing to look at, and it leads you to take time to figure out what's the meaning and everything. And
What
at
is
first
the meaning?
glance, well, off of what I summoned up, or if I took off the painting, uh, meaning is basically uh, life could be depressing and something like that. And didn't fully get it the message, but basically what I'm getting from the painting is that things could get messed up.
Kerry Marshall, do we know the theme of your painting? Going in. What does that mean, D'Angeli? All right, guys. Jose was going in. Oh, okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a vote. So I'm going to open up Nearpod. Everyone, we're going to do a vote. Yeah, go on.
I wanted to talk about the other side.
Which one?
The step 4. I think Caesar was gonna present one of them too.
Okay. On for which painting? Step 4.
For Basquiat.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. Go on.
Caesar, do you want to go first or?
I was doing step 3. The interpret.
Miss, can you go to step 3?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, so I described the movie as just basic
We
I
lost.
describe the mood. I describe basically a mood of person just feeling depression, kind of like looking as if he has like mental issues
Mhm.
or just feeling insanity. And overall, I think the picture just describes it as a person who's just drained, of emotions.
Nice. Twinkles.
And for me, I think the reason why this painting is so good is just because of how open to interpretation it is. Like, I feel like no matter how you analyze it, there's just always gonna be a different reason. Like, somebody said it looks like a city, and I agree. I think that's pretty cool. And I think compared to the other painting, it just has a lot more to analyze. And
There's
it's, I
more.
think, better.
Do you think that we just haven't said enough about this painting? Like we haven't gone
Yeah,
deep enough?
because this one does look cool too. Like, it's very interesting, but yeah.
So Ashley says she likes the first painting better, but Basquiat did a better job. Ashley, why do you like this painting better? Do you want to unmute yourself?
I think I like this painting more better because it has like more stuff to like explain, like the background and the people and everything. I feel like this one speaks more to people, but I don't know.
Do you think it depends on who you are, which painting you're gonna like more?
Yeah, I think it does.
Jose says humph. I like it better too. Do you want to explain why, Sinai? Sinai, that's your team. You want to talk? Okay, guys, here we go. Drum roll, please. Where is this the right Nearpod? I hope it is. Let's see if your names are in here.
Wait, Miss, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah, ask a question. Go.
Okay, for the bat, how you say the basket? How you say?
Basquiat, yeah.
Is that something like how you say it? Harry?
Hair?
No. I'm trying to say like hold on, give me a minute.
People are starting to vote for the winner. I guess Nearpod is open.
Wait, is that something like heritage? Like, is this something that has something to do with like heritage or something?
Yeah, so here's the fascinating thing about this art criticism exercise. Now you guys can go look it up, right? And now you can read. So I'm so excited to see your fire rights. Your fire right for week 3 is actually writing about which painting is the best and why. First, I want you to interpret it, and then I want you to go ahead and argue about why it's the best and look it up. Remy says the entitled one is better aesthetically, but Kerry Marshal one has a deeper meaning. I need to hear more, Remy.
Okay, so because in the video that you said, like that you made about it, you said that the little dripping, like the little dots of the splash of paint and how it's dripping, it's like kind of like bullet holes or something.
I mean, I don't know. Like, that's what I was thinking in my interpretation. That's why I want you guys to watch my videos. But I got that idea from something that someone was saying in my office hours. They were saying that this looks like bullet holes. Do you guys think that this looks like bullet holes?
Well, I feel like it's kind of like that, but I also wrote it on I believe step 3 because I was saying like even though it looks all dull and all that, like it looks like there's barely anything there, but really everything is just dull, and it's like a very serious painting, and like even the people, they're like barely smiling. You can even barely see that they're smiling. And I just feel like that, like with all the dripping paint and all that, I feel like it's like a mask for something that's behind the painting that's actually reality, and it's just trying to melt through it.
Wow, guys, you heard it here live. A mask from reality. We're trying to melt through it. I mean, that is so good. We are 5 minutes over. Let's go ahead. Drum roll, please. Who do we think won? Not everyone voted. Make sure you have your vote in, folks. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Oh my goodness. Did Kerry Marshall win? Not everyone is voting. So those of you who participated, wait, D'Angeli, can I post this to YouTube? And Remy, can I post it to YouTube? Stephanie, Brian, Jose, Ashley, Kyla, Alvaro Solis. Can I post this to YouTube? Yeah. Turquoise explained it better. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna link this to your next fire right, and we're gonna do this exercise one more time before we prep for our art show. So be ready for that, everyone. Give twinkles to everyone. You also talked? Angel Valencia. Oh yeah. Angel, can I post it to YouTube? It looks like the winner is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, we just got a vote. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 for Basquiat. Is anyone else voting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow! Kerry Marshall takes it in the lead, even though Ashley's saying that Basquiat explained it better. Okay, I will check your Seesaw post, guys. Have a good day. Good. Stephanie Coral goes, yo, bye, guys. So this will be on YouTube archived. And yeah, have a good day. Enjoy your next class. I'm gonna check Seesaw right now. If you guys want to hang out, make sure I get those points in. End up saying something out loud in the debate and you don't want me to post it to YouTube. The reason it would go to YouTube is just to help students with their fire right, okay? So next week, Fire Right 3, everyone, just a reminder, you are actually writing about which painting is better and why. You're picking one painting to write about and you're writing about why it's the best painting. That is the next week's Fire Right. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna share my screen, and just because the blue folks might be a little, I don't know, scared, I don't know, shy. Chanel says she's in the waiting room. I'm sorry, Chanel, I just saw that. I will go ahead, I will share my screen, and without further ado, everyone on green, you're gonna decide which one is better. We are going to have the blue team, light blue, sky blue, go first. So get ready, sky blue. You are on. Why is this the best painting? Am I sharing my screen? Can you guys see?
Yes, ma'am, I can see.
I feel like it would be best to share the screen of the painting itself.
Okay, but everyone, you have the deck. I'll post the link to the deck if you want to look. That's a good point, Andy. I didn't think about that. Okay, you're on. Why is this the best painting?
Basically, it houses a lot of symbolism in this like painting that just goes unnoticed. For instance, the coding and the sides are for Illinois housing projects and housing sites, and that's where it's probably based. And then
you went out. So this is about the housing projects, and there's a lot of meaning that goes unnoticed. That's what I heard. Anyone else?
Right. We're just explaining why this is the best painting, right?
Well, you want to go through the different steps of DAIJ2. First, because they have a graphic organizer where they can take notes, the green team. So they're going to describe, analyze, interpret, judgment. So in green, you get points for asking questions. So make sure you ask those questions to them in the chat. Anyone gets points for asking questions. But let me know if you need me to go to a certain slide. So yes, you're describing why it's the best.
Um, okay, so in it has a lot of history to it because okay, so we looked up the signs where it says "Welcome to Wentworth Gardens," and that neighborhood was basically homes to a lot of violence and gangs. And even the title of like the whole painting itself, "Better Homes, Better Gardens," it symbolizes that once these people got this housing project presented to them, their homes and their lives improved drastically from the gang activity that was occurring, and even like them stepping over like the banner at the bottom is like kind of symbolic to like the past that they left behind.
Whoa. And Letzi says, notice how the flowers are covering the sign.
The moment, Sophie.
That is interesting. The flowers are covering the sign. Should I delete this? Let me delete this video so you guys can see. Oh,
And then like the bluebirds and like
was
sorry,
gonna say that.
in the sun are like symbolic for like happiness because like they bring joy and like
Yeah, I was gonna say that like the birds, like they're out, like they're up there just being free, but then you see like these fences, right? You see these fences right here, and it's like, are these guys like trapped or whatever? And like the I think it was Melanie. Yeah, like Melanie said, it was like the blue birds and the yellow sun are like the only things that are like happy in this picture. Like if you take note of that. There's also the fact that like if you see the apartment or whatever, like you see most of the curtains are open, so maybe there's people peering from inside.
wow.
and I was gonna say like there's paint splattered all over the painting, and it's maybe to like not like let the past be like go unnoticed, like remember where it came from, what happened before, instead of focusing just on what we're erasing now.
And what is that past?
Like gang activity, the violence that ensued, the poverty, like the all of this, the community itself helped to rebuild the projects, not the government. People didn't help them. They helped themselves because that was their only option.
Why do you, where do you, like, where do you get violence from when you look at this painting?
Well, I looked up like the sign in the background, and the first thing that comes up is Chicago gangs. And even so, like I think like there's housing codes all over like on the sides, and you don't really see people like the codes from like project areas to be noticed, to be like not like they don't that they're like I don't know how to explain it.
Remy in the other class called it like a mask. Like it's a thin veil. Like it's like everything's okay, but it clearly isn't. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah,
Kind of.
it kind of has like a hidden history towards it because really you wouldn't really take it at first glance of how it used to have violence into it because definitely like what Melanie has been referring to is how it had gang violence before then. So it's really that you had to go in depth of even trying to figure out what happened.
And you can't really see like the violence that probably ensued by just looking at it. You have to obviously like go deeper into it. So it doesn't like I think like the paint splatters are kind of like a good symbolism to that, to like show like it's kind of thrown off everything.
Right. It's like it's intentionally added like that because you could tell this artist could paint with lines and have the colors within each other, but then the author intentionally has these blotches where it just kind of seeps through, like it kind of feels like it ruins the painting, but like on purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah, because at first glance you can like you think everything's okay, but you really have to take a better look into things. Like at first you see like two happy people walking in like gardens, and now you look closer and you see how actually tethered this painting is.
Wow.
Kind
Uh,
of like how the kind of
uh,
like how the flowers are covering the sign. That's basically how it is. Like the flowers are like covering what actually is happening. It's covering the sign.
Yeah, I guess it really does cover the past of how this used to be projects. And what if I recall, before projects were places where minorities were supposed to live for only quite some time to actually work their way up, but rather projects became permanent homes for like minorities. It wasn't supposed to be permanent.
so it's kind of like even this fence could represent everyone, them being kind of locked in to this space.
Right, but like what Melanie says is like it was their intentions of it wasn't the government that helped, it was that they themselves helped themselves. If that makes sense.
Wow. Okay, I want to hear more from you guys, but we got to go on to the next group. Turquoise, why is this a better painting? Basquiat. Am I saying that? I'm sorry, world, if I'm saying that wrong. I got to learn Basquiat. Do I got anyone from Team Turquoise in the hizza? Wilson, Karen, Jose.
Hi, Miss.
Hey, Chanel.
Hi.
Why is this one better?
What happened?
Would you want me to go to a certain slide, or do you want me to stay on the big one?
You can just show the full image.
Okay.
So I just talk about it. So this painting looks really disorganized compared to the garden painting. But, art does not always have to be organized in order to be a great painting. So, like, what me and my classmates thought the meaning of this painting was, you can go to a slide, miss. I think it was interpret. Um, we thought that the mood of this painting was like overwhelmed, stressed, losing hope, sad, suffering, pain, and we thought of all of this because you see the head and it's the skull, and inside the mind it's just scribbles and very disorganized things, and like I'm pretty sure the person is like traumatized or like having disorganized thoughts because they're overwhelmed and stressed. And you can see from their eyes, the eye from the left side is swollen, and that can represent pain. And what my classmate Leslie said, she said that it can the yellow teeth can symbolize not caring anymore, like not caring for their own health anymore, or not even trying to help themselves out of this suffering. And there's a lot of space in the background, but it does have like two colors, like um this kind of peachy color and blue. And we thought Letty thought it would mean like gender norms, whether we can figure out the sexuality of the head. It can be either or. And in this painting, it's called Untitled, and it can mean many things, but in particular, like in the category of suffering and overwhelmed and pain and sadness, because that's what this painting shows. And I think it's better, in my opinion, and from our other classmates, we think that this painting is better because it shows a lot of meaning. You can make anything out of this painting. It doesn't have to be organized in order for it to be great. Like I said, the meaning behind a painting can make it valuable. So
But why is it better than, I feel like, I think the other team would argue that this one is better. Why is it better particularly than this one?
Well,
Wait, who's arguing?
It represents like it from our painting. It represents like all the pain, and it shows the pain, and it doesn't try to hide it. Like the lines are represented as stitches, you can say, of trying to heal the pain. But you can see if the stitches are represented as like physical pain, right, miss? And like inside the head and the brain, like your mind is disorganized and you're mentally not good and you're mentally in pain. So how can you cannot fully heal if you're not healing your mental health either. And you can see like the person's all torn up, and this shows like the truth. It doesn't try to hide it. And the artist wanted people to see, to not hide the pain you're holding back. Not everybody can see. Everybody can see the stitches, and people can think you're growing and healing, but in reality, you're not good mentally. If you're not good mentally, how can you be a good in general? Yeah. Let's see, can you get off the mic, please? I know you have good things to say.
Oh, she called you out. Oh, let's see, doesn't like talking. Oh, I would never. Yeah. Was that Letsy? Who was that? Drama. Jesse Cresswell goes, drama. Brittany, why don't you say something? Give Letsy some courage. Letsy, we love you.
Yeah, girl, you better talk. Come on. I'll go after you, I promise. If you go.
Letsy, don't hate me. Wow. Letsy's like all caps telling Andy to just say everything for her.
I have my own place to defend. I'm not defending yours.
Oh! Wait, are you guys on the same team?
Mike, please.
Are you on the same team or are you on different things? Oh, you're on different
I
teams.
think I need to call out Wilson as well. I know you have a lot of things to say too. I think you should get off the mic.
I love these leaders that are trying to get other people to talk. I'm trying to find our voice. Here we go. 10th grade class. Class of 20, whatever. What class are you guys?
2023.
2023. I love that number. I can't help you. Let's see. Andy's not going to help you. Okay, guys, we are at 39. Any final words about?
Okay, I'll talk. Okay, so can you go to judgment? That's the side that I was talking about.
Are you on this team?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, go.
Oh, okay.
Do you need me to reload? Do you need me to reload?
Yeah, just do that.
Okay, sorry. Oh, whoa. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is this a good piece?
Okay, I say this is a good piece because it makes you think of it, like the theme of it. And I was like, for example, when I look at this piece of art, I see that someone's suffering, but they're also trying to push through because like, you know, when you're fighting and everything, like, and you try not to give up. So basically I can see like by their face that they're sad, and then yeah. So I was like, another reason I feel this is a good piece of art because it shows an example of how people fake it till they make it. People don't speak on what they grow through because they might not have people to talk to, and it's a great representation of how they may feel inside their head. So basically what I was saying by that is like the broken teeth, it makes it seem like as if they want to talk, but they might not have no one to talk to. So that's why like they're going inside while fighting themselves on whether they should talk or not. And okay, I also think that the representation of the hair may show us like how they're stressing, and like when you stress, it's like really bad for you. What else? I'm trying to talk because I didn't really think this out, but I'm trying to go up the top of my head. Okay, also, inside it shows like when you go through things, like you're not really stable, like actually stable, like you have a lot of things going on through your head. So all the stuff inside of their head, there's like a whole bunch of lines and everything. You can see like it's stitched back up on where like they're trying to help themselves. But even after that, like they still can't, because you need someone to help you through all this stuff. You can't do this by yourself. So I feel that the stitches are them trying to not them arguing. I feel that the stitches are them trying to like pick themselves back up. Yeah, so that's what
Hey.
Take the case off of my phone. You understand me?
It's
Miss,
crazy.
you never said you were recording. That's so embarrassing. I stuttered like 10 times.
Wait, okay, so everyone who talked, we're about to do a vote. Everyone, hold on. Everyone who talked, do I have permission to post this to YouTube with the other classes debates on this? So you guys can go back to this for the fire right? Andy says no.
Yes, miss, you have my permission.
Archive it. Put it
I can't post, but it was so good. Randy says sure. Randy, you didn't talk.
Miss, if Lexi says like at least hi, then you have permission to post it. If she doesn't, then no.
Wait, Andy and Joshua, can you please give me permission? Talk to me later. Okay, everyone, so stick with me. We're learning live. We're trying to help everyone understand which painting is better and why. All right, drum roll, please. Is this the right class? Saul, Jose? Yeah, there, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna vote. Which one's better, Kerry Marshall, or if we were all live in class, we'd be doing, but this is what we got. Kerry Marshall or Basquiat. Which one's better? Let's see who's gonna win. Oh, it looks like Kerry Marshall's in the lead. Okay, so I think it was really interesting, everyone, how Brittany was saying, and Wilson's saying he doesn't know what to say. You need to prepare for these things. So if you're gonna have a presentation, you have to prepare. So now you know. So we're gonna do the same exercise next week. So be ready about which work of art is better. Yeah, and it's good. Andy, that's cool that you're admitting you weren't prepared. It's just kind of like, we're gonna do a debate like this. We're gonna do a sophomore event. That's my plan at least. And a junior. Let's go, Andy. And we're gonna do it live, and we wanna make sure we're really prepared. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not everyone's voted. Should I count? I know we're over, guys. I'm sorry. Jesse, do you wanna vote? Jesse's voting. Why don't you guys talk more in the chat, green team? I want to give you points. You got to talk in the chat. You did? You voted? Did you vote for your own team? Okay, here I go. I'm going to vote. Okay, for Kerry and Marshall, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 for Kerry Marshall. And for Basquiat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 by 2. We got Basquiat, and we have people who haven't voted, but we'll call it there, Basquiat. All right, Team Turquoise, Blue Turquoise, you won today. Everyone, listen. I'm going to check Seesaw. You got to do your art exercises. You can write additional thoughts about this if you want to close out the week good about which painting's the best and why. Make sure you did your fire right on echo of the screen. That's what we worked on last class as far as art criticism. We lost, says Andy. I mean, for now, yeah. I know. It's so upsetting. Thank you, everyone in the sky blue. Thank you, guys. We enjoyed presenting to you guys. You're going to do it again next week. So everyone catch up on your sketch stretches and your one fire right, and make sure that's posted for academic prep. Practice art over the weekend. I will try to post some assignments in advance. Thank you, guys. If you didn't talk, you can write your thoughts down. Hold, please. Andy's like he's leaving. If you didn't talk, you can write your thoughts down here, everyone. So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't get any debate points, I didn't write in the chat, and oh my gosh, You can write your final thoughts down here if you want to make sure you get points for the debate. Because I want a green team to comment as well. Or green, you posted a new seesaw post. So I'm going to hang back and I'm going to see if anyone posted. I love how you guys are like, everyone did great. We're going to do this again next week. Rinse, lather, repeat. Because I'm part of that team. What? Let's see. May you be happy and healthy. May you love others freely. Stay safe out there, guys. Namaste.
Let's see. Do you even know what team you're in?
Whoa. Can you guys hear, can you guys see my screen? Sky Blue, you're up first. I'm sharing my screen for you. Okay, Sky Blue, on your mark, get set, go.
All right, so this is our art criticism, and we're gonna do better homes and better gardens, and we're gonna describe what we see here, and we're basically gonna talk about like how like our better home and better gardens are way better than the other team. So in this picture, there's a sun to show hope as well as a beautiful bird. There's also a sign that says "Watch out for your kids" in the background. Oh, okay. No, there's also a sign that says in the background where it's with on the left side it says like "Watch out for your kids." I don't know if you guys can see it because of the plants in the way, but yeah. So we're guessing like this place is actually like a place where it's not really safe to live in. And then we also see people, homes, trees, blotches of paint, and in the background a blue sky, sunshine, and birds. Um, the blotches of paint, we think that it resembles like gunshots, so or something bad, or probably it resembles flowers. Who knows? There's also a code on the top right, which is IO28. I feel like it means like I don't. I feel like it means it's like some type of code that shows the area where they live in. I guess there's also water popping out from the ground that looks like a heart, and we were saying like this might resemble hope. There are also dead plants. It's probably there to show no hope, to show no help. Basically showing like they don't like that area they live in. They don't really care for the environment. There are also fences around the two human beings that are walking together. Under them, it shows a banner that says "Better Home, Better Garden." So that's basically like the drawing, and I'm guessing like those two people are walking there to like escape from there, or they're probably walking away from there to show like, oh, you have a better life now. They have a better life, and they're basically showing like that's the area they used to live in. And then the elements of art that we stated was the group of flowers, which showed repetition. Color palette consists of warm colors with a few cool colors.
Sorry, I was just like making the point that make sure you guys are chiming in the chat. Sorry, Jose, did you go out?
I was done with the first slide.
So the next slide is up.
Okay, this is analyzed, and we're basically going to talk about how like this art piece is basically organized. So where's the focal point? How do you know? Okay, so the focal point of the drawing will probably be figures that are walking away from the apartment building. But it's kind of weird because at first my eye first went to the sign of the building, but like afterwards when I resaw the drawing, it went to the two people like walking away from the buildings or the complex. Um, this artist creates unity because in the picture there's repetition. There's repetition almost everywhere. The buildings, the birds, and the fences that are on the ground. in the art piece, this art piece is like well balanced because there's very much everything on both sides. The buildings on the left side is really strong, and on the right side, the human beings who are holding hands, slash walking together, are also strong. So yes, this art piece is equally balanced. Also, I was gonna talk about texture on the building. You can see how there's texture on the stones. Similar, this kind of there's like a pattern that was going on in buildings, and then on the floor as well. The floor as well. There's also texture there, as well as the fences and the way it's designed. And I'm guessing you could say the water coming out. Well, I'm guessing this is like water coming out from the buildings. Also has texture, and yeah.
I felt like the mood of the painting was more peaceful, like they're peacefully asking for a better place and a better environment for the community. And the major topics for me was that they would want equality, affordable, better things to help make everything better, like the neighborhood and the gardens and the housing. And I think the artist is trying to say that the people of color are in need and not many of them can afford materials and homes to better their community. So they are peacefully asking for help so that they can make their neighborhood beautiful and so that they can live peacefully.
Should I go on to the next slide? That was a great interpretation. Should I go on to the next one? Uh-oh. Are you guys there? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Okay, fourth slide. Okay, so fourth slide?
All right, so what I put was I think that this is a good work of art because it's showing the audience how Black people are being viewed, how the community is being viewed by showing the way they live, how the streets look, and on one of the paintings, the apartment is showing how there's smoke coming out, as if like people all they do is smoke, which is not true. You can see in the paintings how everything kind of looks like it's everywhere, like it was showing as if they're dirty, but it's not true.
So it's about racism. And it's revealing like some assumptions that people make about people.
Yes.
Okay. And this is the better work of art. All right, Team Turquoise, what do you got to say about that?
Ms., we weren't done.
Okay, go.
Yeah. So we also said that we think that this is a good piece of art, well, the best piece of art because it spreads awareness. The painter portrays scenes about life in low-income housing projects, and this painting shows what Black people go through. And the painter shows how, like, in Illinois that this happened, how like they lived in like very like poor communities, and that's what the letters and numbers stands for on the tree. And it showed how Black people suffered because like just because the world thinks that they're not worth it, but they are. And this painting and that's why this painting is good, because in the background it shows like the sun and the birds, which represent hope that one day that we will all be equal, and we hope for a better community, a better life, and a better world. And that's how they show that the two people right there are like holding each other to say that we all got this.
Okay, good stuff. Let's go, Team Sky Blue. Okay, next team, Team Turquoise. Give them some twinkles in the chat. Twinkles. Woo! Okay, again, remember everyone, we're gonna vote at the end about which painting won. Okay, way to go. All right, let's go, Basquiat. Team Blue Turquoise. You're describing. So everyone, you know, you're taking notes on these paintings. You will be writing about these paintings for your upcoming fire right, week 3 fire right. So just be aware about that. Good stuff, guys. I love the positivity. All right, where are we? What's next?
All right, I will be doing step 1 for describe. In the background, I see 2 major colors dominating, which are blue and pink, but there is a little hint of white with the black letters. I also see the letters, but it seems like they're just gibberish. In the background, I see a cool color and a warm color with a bit of lighting in some parts.
Should I go on to the next one?
Yes, please.
For analyze, we put for the first one we put that the focal point. We said that it was at the skull, and all of the parts on the inside because it's like directly in the middle, and it's like the first thing that we saw because it like just popped out to us. For how the artist created unity, we said that it creates unity by grouping lines and drawings together to make it into one thing, such as like the skull in the middle. There's just a lot of things mashed together just to make it into one thing, which is the skull. For balance, we said that it is balanced in some areas, but that there isn't visual weight because it seems that the skull is like suspended like in midair.
Oh, next. Should I go on to the next one?
Yes.
Yeah, notice how Jose and Martin are also participating in the chat. So green team, you know, if you want to get points for the debate, you know, you're typing in the chat or you're taking notes. You know, somehow you're interacting with this, or you're finishing your drawing and you're going to post that to Seesaw, but do be supportive and pay attention because everyone's writing a fire right about one of these 2 paintings for next week. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so we think the move will be Sanders because since the head, the painting, pretty much the head is just showing a frown in the mouth. It's just like not feeling good. And some of the topics we chose were probably it could represent anxiety, frustration, or pain, since there's a lot of black and brown in the upper part of like the brain. And we think that the artist could be saying that these topics could do a lot to a person and might be trying to spread awareness.
So, why black and brown? Like, is there a connection between anxiety and black and brown? Like, what is the significance you think with those colors?
I mean, some people use black and brown to, mostly black to show any forms of sadness.
So, like some kind of mental health thing.
Yeah, I guess.
Spreading awareness about anxiety, mental health. I wonder about what. Spread it. So what, like when we talk about what a theme is, we want to think about themes like as a full sentence so that these topics could do a lot of persons. So anxiety, frustration, pain. Like, what is Basquiat saying about anxiety, frustration, and pain? Like, what is the cause of it? What is it that this is going through? Anyone can like loop in the chat, go deeper. You know, like go even deeper. Even if you're on the other team, right? We're trying to get to the bottom of this. Like for some reason, the back of his head looks like it's like it's got construction going on. Oh, like someone's building something in his head, or he's trying to build himself up, or something's getting torn down. Like there's a change in the back of his mind. But why? I guess I'm asking why. Any ideas? Like, what is he saying about anxiety? What is he saying about frustration, pain? Melanie Cruz says maybe showing how the human mind is not perfect. Showing awareness, what someone's head could look like. They're gonna like what's really going on in someone's mind. And we kind of hide all this, huh? Don't we hide all of this behind a mask? Mauricio Sanchez, maybe it has something to do with drug addiction. Anyone?
Hey, miss.
Yeah, what up?
Maybe this is showing the process of maybe adapting or possibly.
Adapting. Can you elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean adapting?
Maybe the person's adapting to their surroundings or just reacting.
So it has something to do with like responding to the environment. It's interesting how the figure in the environment looks so different.
Well, Jose, I wouldn't say maybe a normal life, or maybe they're adapting to a situation that possibly happened in their normal life.
What do you guys think happened in the life? The painter's showing what's going on in his head. I don't think this painter is alive anymore. You guys can look it up. Rachel pointed out so much coloring and detail describing it. It's overwhelming, right? Do you think the painter wanted to make the audience feel how he feels? Adaptation, adapting to a normal life. I'm trying to keep track of the points. Maybe. Okay, judgment. Is this a good painting? Showing how he feels on the inside. Judgment, is this a good painting, guys? Hello, are you there? Remember, Green Team, you're taking notes.
I wrote my bottom response, but someone said they were going to read the top, but I'll read mine. I also think it is visually good, as it seems someone is having issues with themselves, as the head is slightly distorted. Maybe very little bit, and there's a lot of things happening in his head. Maybe he's just thinking too hard. With it looking to the right, dirty inside, but the outside has nice colors.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Jose, you want to say something? He needs a Snicker bar. I don't know. I mean, there's so much pain happening in this. I think it's actually like pretty serious. And there's so much contrast between the environment. Notice the texture. The environment is not perfect. The red always makes you think of blood and past pain. All these lines make me feel like he's broken. He's someone who's been through a lot. The teeth make me think of anxiety and poverty. I don't know if that's just it, guys. Like, I think we need to look deeper. All right. Any final words on why this is the better painting, Team Turquoise?
Honestly, I got nothing right now, but right now it seems like there is something more to it, though, that I'm not able to see.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I want to tell everyone. You are able to see it. It's just about like looking closely. That's why I ask you guys to kind of draw the paintings and see the details looking closely. You've learned the elements. You've learned the principles. I'm telling you, the artist is winking at you. There is a secret message and he's trying to get that to you. Yeah, something about addiction, maybe. Okay, depression, right? It's like he's showing us the stuff like in our mind that we know is there, but we don't want to.
Oh, I missed.
Yes.
You know, I said adapting earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm thinking development as a person, maybe.
Oh, like he's not like fully developed?
Yeah, maybe he's developing like sort of a personality, or maybe it's someone that was like a little bit had an old personality, like maybe they have some disbeliefs.
All right. So notice how when you look at it for a while and you draw and you think about it, you start to see more and we talk about it. So this is what we're working on as a whole class, like learning about analyzing paintings. All right, drum roll, please. Who won? Was it Kerry Marshall? Or was it Basquiat? And here we have in Nearpod a chance for a vote. And look right there, this is the problem we have in period 3. Not everyone logs on to Nearpod.
I didn't even get to see the mirror pod. I'm sorry.
Okay, again, make sure you're logged on so you can get your vote in, people. Vote for your team. Which is the better painting and why? Okay, it's a tie right now. Kerry. People are like, Kerry, Kerry, Kerry. Here we go. Kerry. Guys, make sure you vote. Oh my gosh, it looks like Kerry Marshall's pulling in the lead. But why is it the better painting? Why? Also, Melanie and Martin and Jesus and Rachel and Ismail and Jose, please give me permission to post this on YouTube to help students with the fire right. Can you write permission in the chat? Can I post permission? Quick, can you write it in the chat? Okay. All right, so it looks like it's a tie.
Hey, miss, to be fair, I think they outnumber us in people.
Wait, what?
To be fair, I think they outnumber us in people.
Oh, like Kerry Marshall's voting for themselves?
Yeah.
What? The green team, why aren't you logged on? Samantha, who are you gonna vote for? Come on, guys. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kerry Marshall wins in period 3. Okay, for your exit slip, make sure you write in Nearpod why you chose the painting you did. This is for green team 2. Hopefully you were paying attention and why. And then also, what are your next steps as an artist? Okay, let's go. What are your next steps as an artist? Once you do that exit slip, you can go, guys. Thank you. Sorry for the drama in the middle of class. Distance learning is hard, especially with 3 kids. And everyone's pent up and locked in a house. Who won? Kerry Marshall won. Oh yeah, Jose, you disappeared. Brian, no, what are your next steps for the class? Melanie Cruz says that the turquoise team was worthy opponents. I did not get permission from Jesus or Ismael or Jose. Jose, can I post this to YouTube? Wendy, did your tooth come out? Mm-hmm. Oh, when did it come out? Everyone, Jacob just lost his tooth. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of the Basquiat painting, his teeth. You good, Jacob? Mm-hmm. Okay. What happened? How'd you lose your tooth? You pulled it out?
I was eating a big roll up and then just went right into, then it got like super open.
You pulled it out. Mm-hmm. Donna says you're brave. Donna's out there. Donna, that is the first time you've said anything. Green, make sure you've posted to Seesaw so I can give you some points for today. Right, everyone make sure everything's up to date. He called you Harry Potter. All right, guys, have a good day. I need to see more participation. I think that's a big goal for this class. He says thank you. More participation. I chose the Kerry painting because I chose mine because it's my team, LOL. My next step is to keep practicing on art and keep watching videos on art. Voted for Kerry because my painting was trash. Really? All right, guys, have a good day. Have a good day, everyone. May you be happy and healthy. May you love others freely. Namaste. Bye, guys. Let me look in the chat. Am I missing anything? Okay, everyone have a good day. Quick time. I lost my Zoom. Am I still here? Yeah, and make sure you've posted a Seesaw. Those artists, post a Seesaw. I'm going to check it right now. Have a good day, everyone.